Welcome to another episode of Raven Stories. This episode is special because it is the last episode for season 1. We made it this far, yes! I hope that so far you have enjoyed the conversations with different people and that you've gleaned a thing or two. Today I'm talking with Towani. Towani's story is just amazing. And I can think of no better story than hers to wrap up season 1. I hope that you enjoy our conversations and that you stay tuned for season 2. Bye.
I definitely thought that life was going to turn out very differently for me. I thought I was going to know what it is that I wanted to do and then go get that thing and nothing was going to stop me. But it hasn't turned out like that. I find that I still don't know what it is I want to do. And hi, Victoria. When I first met you, we were on residence. And now you have your own space. You've told me you're nervous about this interview. I know, it's kind of weird. I think just reflecting on the topic in general, identity. What does that even mean? But I'm excited. So, identity. Maybe we should start from your story, a little bit of your story prior to getting to Canada. Okay. And what you would say was your identity, or the identity you thought you had before coming to Winnipeg and starting university and English stuff from there. Okay. Before I came to Canada, I guess all throughout my youth, I was always the smart girl. So it seemed like everything was going to be okay because I was smart. That was just Towani. Oh, Towani, she's smart. Oh, Towani, she's fine. So I think for that reason, I was, I guess, independent in a way, seen as an independent person because everything was going to be fine because I was smart, because I used to study. So all throughout high school, that's kind of who I was. Oh, she's the pretty girl. She's the smart girl. And then I think moving here was when I realized I didn't feel like that. For the longest time, I felt like, oh, I'm the smart girl just because I am. And then I moved here, and yes, I had to work hard, like always, but it felt like there were other parts of myself that I didn't really know because I was just the smart girl. I was smart and what? I didn't know what the other parts of myself were. So I guess moving here is sort of me discovering what that is. So I guess the way people say, oh, you're coming back to yourself. So it's sort of me doing that. I guess that's the era that I'm in right now.
Can you remember, as you're talking, I remembered when we were in University Center and we were interviewing people.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what we were asking them. Do you remember?
I feel like we've interviewed people for so many things we've asked. Why do you volunteer, for example, or why are you part of student life? I guess why do you hate the students? What else did we ask people?
There were some funny conversations we had that day at University Center. I think I had scars.
Yeah.
And we were just and one time we had to squeeze into one couch and
White peas.
yeah. So now interviewing you. So you were the brainy kid, and I mean that's reassurance for any parent. If you're sending a kid abroad, that they're studious and they're smart, so they will be on top of things for themselves. Kind of eases the burden. What would you say was your, and if it's too personal, then don't go into it. But what would you say was your family dynamic that you grew up in, and did you see that how you participated in your family and your connection to your family shifted or evolved, or you saw some patterns play out in your own definition of yourself when you were?
I have to think about that for real. I don't know. I feel like now is when I'm being more conscious of like, okay, how am I relating with my family and how am I putting those relationships and how am I showing up. But I feel like growing up, like I said, it just seemed like, oh, Towani's okay because she's smart. Oh, she's studying, she's going to be fine. So that's kind of how I felt our interactions were like all of us just, oh, help your brother because you know this stuff. Oh, you do this because you know how to do this stuff. So I felt like it was kind of just expected for me to know how to do things. Mm-hmm. So now it's like, oh, I don't know if I was showing up that way because I thought that's how they were seeing me, or if that's how they were seeing me. It's only now that I'm like, okay, more of a human person. There's stuff that I have to learn. I have to ask for help. And I have to actually talk to people that I feel like I'm showing up differently than I was before. I guess I moved here.
Mm-hmm. And how did your brothers being here, how was that like? Because now you're no longer in that family space of Towani helped them.
Mm-hmm.
Now everyone is figuring
things out for themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like in as much as we've all been figuring things out for ourselves, it was still, oh, Towani, help them with this because you know this. And that's because I was like the first one to graduate. So it was, okay, since you've done that, help your brother with this, help your brother with that. And I don't mind doing it. It just becomes a lot when you're also not knowing what's happening and what's going on and also trying to figure things out for yourself. So, yeah, having them both here, it was a lot. I'm glad that I got to have them here for as much time as like my younger brother was here as well. Because it's nice to be like, oh, I'm spending Christmas with my brothers. Oh, I'm doing this with my brothers. And it's nice to be able to like randomly call in and be in the same time zone. So for sure, I appreciate being able to have that. And I feel like in as much as we're all here together, we all had our own different experiences of like being a student in Canada. It's like, it has been like,
How are you?
That's a good one. I don't know. I'm okay, is what I'd say. I feel like I definitely, like I said, because I thought, oh, everything's going to be okay because I'm smart. I definitely thought that life was going to turn out very differently for me. I thought I was going to know what it is that I wanted to do and then like go get that thing and nothing was going to stop me. But it hasn't turned out like that. I find that I still don't know what it is I want to do. And like being on that search is a lot. I feel tired a lot, but I'm learning to ask people for help. Like a couple of weeks ago, my sister called and we were talking. One thing I'd never done before was like doing a mind map. So she, like, we were talking about that, and I was like, oh, all I needed to do was open my mouth and say, I don't know how to do this. Mm-hmm. And someone would say, okay, have you ever thought about it this way? Have you ever done it this way? And that was helpful. And there are certain things, like moving into this place, for example, there was a point when it was, like, honestly too expensive for me because at the time I quit my job. So I was only working one job, and my mom said, find a cheaper place or moving with your brothers. And I was just being stubborn and saying, no, I don't want to. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. My mom was right. I should move in with my brothers. It would definitely be cheaper. But it was exhausting for me to want to do all of these things, to want to be okay, to want to have the job, to want to have the place, to want to like connect with my friends at the same time. It was a lot of things happening at the same time that I was, I guess, not as ready as I thought to take on altogether. But now, like I said, I'm okay because I'm taking things little by little. I'm learning how to do things.
And you know, when I think about what the ramifications of what you're saying, it sounds like, on the surface, it sounds like, yeah, it's really busy, just life, just so many things are juggling. But to be honest, especially as a young woman, as an international person in a country, your support system is really in your telephone, or your I was going to say your handset, but I was like, well, that's a 2000 stereo. It's in your phone, you know. It's not like in a uncle or friend. In a uncle or friend or mother or father that's like nearby, or anybody that you've always known. It's in strangers. It's in new friends, and so it makes the burden even more so because then it's your parents or your friends that are not here can only support you based on what you share, as opposed to they're seeing you and they're like, okay, we're in this together because I saw you last week and I know that you're thinking of moving, you know. So it's different. It's different. Why didn't you initially want to move in with your brothers?
Just wanting to live alone. Like, I was so obsessed with living by myself. I was like, that's the one thing that I want. To have my own apartment and then I'll be super happy and super fun and then it'll be rainbows. But yeah, I just didn't want to live with anyone. I wanted to be by myself. But also, I didn't want to recreate the household that we had back home. Because my mom was like, no, you guys will all be in one place. And I'm like, yes, I hear you, but I think the danger of that, of us all being in one place, is recreating what back home is. And we came here to be like, okay, I'm here to build a life for myself and see what that looks like. So I kind of didn't want to be the one doing all the chores. I know we're all grown up now, but I kind of feel like it would have skewed that way because that's what it was like. I was doing this and this and this back home. So now that we're together, will I be still the person doing the cooking? Will I have to be like, oh, please do the dishes. Oh, please take the trash out. When you're by yourself and those things slide, it's just you. Or when those things have to be done, again, it's just you. So it's kind of like, I wanted that independence and I didn't want to recreate home.
I wanted to create something new.
Exactly. I've done this before. It's fun. I kept telling my brothers, like, I'd be so happy if you were my neighbors. I just don't want to live with you. Yeah. No, love them so much. I just needed to be honest. But yeah, no. When I visit them, I have a good time. I'd be like, no, I'm coming for a slumber party. And then I never ever slept over because I'd be like, oh, the bus ride back home is too long.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we'd see each other super frequently. I still see my older brother because my older brother is here anymore. And it's nice. I like having my brothers around. I'm getting comfortable with the idea of living with my brother.
Well, you know, I think that you said something really precious and maybe opened the door to another realm of conversation that oftentimes we just sort of gloss over. Like, I was never here with my siblings, and I don't know if you went to boarding school. Okay, you did. I think you told me that you did, actually. But there is the tendency to recreate the dysfunctional patterns that we have seen established in our family of origin. And every family is dysfunctional to its own degree, yeah. But to the best of our ability, when we're in a new place, the natural inclination is to want to do something healthier and to foster healthier connection with our family members, which often means change, you know. So like now, I would fantasize about having my siblings here. Oh, it would have been so nice. But to be honest, as nice as it might have been, being together would relegate us to what we're familiar with. And it's only when we're separate that we become more aware of, oh, these are some of the patterns that we had going on. And what would be like a new pattern to establish that would make our relationship even healthier, you know. And I think that's not often considered, like even from a parent's perspective. Yeah. What did your mom think about you wanting to live by yourself?
I don't think she was much new because from, I think, second year, I wanted to get off campus. I was like, Mommy, I want to leave. She's like, okay, no, just wait. And then when I finally left, I was staying with a roommate. But even then, she knew that I wanted a place for myself. The reason I moved in with a roommate was because it would be too expensive to get my own place at that time. So she was like, no, maybe just do the year and then see what it looks like afterwards. So she was pretty supportive of the idea. Now when we talk, she's like, you've gotten too used to being by yourself too early. And I'm like, but is that bad though? I don't know. I feel like because for her it's different. She's had the life and had the children, and the children have left the home. Whereas for me, I left the home to just live by myself. So I think it's not yesterday. No, yesterday was Friday. It was Thursday when we were on the phone, and that was when she said, "You've gotten like too used, too comfortable to being by yourself too soon." And
That's like concern I have.
that's what I also don't know. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I want to understand. I think it's also because for them in their time, you move out if you're moving to a different town or if you're getting married. Because all of my aunts and uncles, like my grandparents' children, my mom's siblings, my mom got married from my grandparents' place. I think my aunt after her did the same thing. The other people, I wasn't born, so I don't know. But even when we were younger, growing up, my uncles still lived at my grandparents' place. And when they got married, was when they moved out to live with their spouse, he says. So I think it's because she's used to that. Like, used to having people around all the time. Exactly. So even the way they live, in as much as she lives in her place, her neighbors are my uncles, her siblings, and my grandparents. So they're all in one sort of neighborhood community.
And they're always supporting each other.
Yes. For sure. I miss that though, because it felt nice. It felt like our own little village because we all lived next to each other. I want that in terms of like for the community that I live in here. I'd like to feel like the people that are here in person are people that I can show up for and will be able to show up for me in the same way. That we can have our own little village of sorts.
What does a community here then look like?
I feel like I'm figuring that out also. Like the friends that I had in university, some of them are people that I just talk to, if that makes sense. And after graduating was when I was trying to figure out, like, oh, how do I make friendships work? Because I think for the longest time, a lot of the people that I used to talk to, it's because we had the same classes or we lived next to each other or we saw each other a lot. So it was it really a friendship or did we just like each other's vibes when we were in the same place? So I don't know. I want to go out of my way to make friends. I'm meeting more people. I started like volunteering with the Zambian Winnipeg Association. That was nice because when I moved here, I didn't know very many Zambians.
There's not that many though.
True, but I feel like
there were not that many like when we were there. They were more Zimbabweans.
That's
than
true.
Zambians.
That's so true. But I feel like some of them that are there, I didn't even know some people were Zambian. Because it's like there wasn't a central space for people to show up and say, oh, are these the other Zambians? So it was nice to meet people that had been here before, and that was what they were trying to do, is create a space for that. It's nice to get together with people, even if it's once in a while. I keep telling people that I want to learn how to speak Bemba. That's my local language.
And you still don't know how to speak Bemba?
I still don't know how. And I'm like, this is the best place for me to learn. But I think people think I'm joking. But I'm so serious. I feel like that's kind of what I want to create. I want to have a space where I can speak my local language. Because I don't want to lose touch of that part of who I am. I'm Zambian. And at the end of the day, if I don't get to express that part of my identity, what's going to happen to it?
That's a wonderful segue into my next question. Your identity as a Zambian in Canada. How are you reconciling the duality of those identities?
It's hard. It's a lot of... I think this is one of the reasons I spend way too much time on the internet, is because I feel like that's the space that I can be Zambian. Because, like here, yeah, we have the Zambian Winnipeg Association and we get together here and there, but those are not people that I see every day. I'm not spending, I don't know, like every single weekend with these people. We see each other mostly when it's warmer outside because we like to do like the outside events. But outside of that, I'm speaking English. Outside of that, I'm like cooking Canadian food and eating Canadian food. And I feel like even when I was growing up in Zambia, there were certain things that I used to do I don't do anymore. Like you're greeting an adult and you do the little I don't do that anymore. And I'm like, it's small things like that make me realize like, oh, I'm losing parts of myself that like in my day-to-day life, these would have been things that I didn't even have to think twice about. Even the way I dress, I love a crop top so much.
You're like a Zambian thing or that's a Canadian?
I feel like I started wearing crop tops when I moved here because back home would have been like, why is your body outside?
I wearing a crop top in Nigeria when I visited. My mom was like, "Is that your shirt, or did you get a child's shirt?"
No.
Why are you wearing that? I was like, "This is my shirt. I purchased it. You purchased a shirt that was not your size." I'm like, "It's a crop top." What's that?
No, that's too funny. I feel like for sure the way I dress has changed. Had I been back home, I feel like I would have been a more conservative person because that's how I was growing up. Is I don't want to upset anyone, so I'll just do what I'm supposed to do. But like I was saying, I spend a lot of time on the internet. That's how I connect with Zambia, is being on Twitter because that's how I see
the Zambian community.
Not really. I just follow a lot of Zambian people. So sometimes I see like conversations about things that are going on. For example, like there was a cholera outbreak at the beginning of the year. Cholera is bad in Zambia. It's like every time it starts raining, you start hearing cases going up. But because I don't like watch Zambian news or speak to a lot of Zambian people, the only way I hear about that is from people tweeting about it on the internet. That's how I connect with like certain slang words or certain vernacular words because people are tweeting them out. Otherwise, I feel like I wouldn't have been that connected to my Zambian side because it doesn't feel like there's a way to do that here. I haven't figured out how to do that here. I'm still trying to, but I don't even know where to start.
Okay, this is sort of like a savage question, but I won't.
Well, maybe you wouldn't think so, but
I'm thinking, why not be Zambian in Zambia?
That my mom would love you so much. Because she's like, just come home. I don't want, quite simply, I don't want to go home just yet. I feel like at some point I'll go home, but I don't want to go home now. I feel like there's still stuff that I want to see on this side of the world, stuff that I want to learn on this side of the world. And I know my knowledge of Zambia is definitely skewed from what I see on the internet. I don't know exactly what's going on the ground. But I feel like it's easier to access so much stuff on this side of the world in terms of like materials and in terms of knowledge. And I like that. I also feel like it's easy to find your footing here compared to back home. Because back home, I know the job market is hard. It's hard here, but I know there that it's very hard. There are people who've been looking for jobs for years and saying, okay, I'll just take anything. And they do, and it's not like an okay standard of living compared to what they would have gotten if they were on the side of the world. So it's like, I'm trying to be realistic. Like, what kind of life do I want to live? I know if I go back home, I'll be living with my mom, and I don't know what I'll be doing for work. Something will probably pop up, but I feel like I want to figure out what is the thing that I'm going to be bringing with me when I'm taking back home. Like, what value am I taking there? Because I don't want to just go and I want to go and say, okay, I've learned this. I want to be able to bring that here and build here. But I don't know what that big, elusive thing is. And so that's why I want to be here for some time. Yeah. Have you ever thought about going back home, like to live?
Yeah, I have. And yeah, like I've asked myself the same question. Why not just be Nigerian in Nigeria? You know? But yeah, that thing you talk about, rather the thing that escapes our imagination and our words articulating that thing of I don't just want to go back home and just be. I want to go back home and present something, or I've not just come all the way to this part of the world just to go back and chill.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm. I feel like there's definitely that pressure. Oh, you went to school abroad and now you're back. What are you doing now?
Yeah.
Like, we used to hear it when I was in high school, and people would be talking about people like, oh, they went to school in the UK. What are they up to now? And it's like, you know for a fact that those are the conversations that people have, and I don't want, like, in as much as, no, don't care what people think, it's your life. That I haven't been able to detach from is like, yeah, it would be true, because it would be true. Like, I went to school in Canada and now I'm back at what am I doing?
But there is this expectation, and I don't know if this expectation is birthed from colonialism. There's this expectation that there is something in the West. There is something in the West, and if you go to the West, you must bring back something for us here. Whether it's tangible or intangible, there's this expectation that you've gone to the West, so now you're coming back, you better be coming with something.
Sure.
And I almost wonder if someone from the West went to the East or other parts of the world, there isn't as much expectation.
True.
You know, people are like, oh, like, what do you want to see? Elephants? Or like, you know, there isn't as much expectation of value that you can derive. But the funniest thing is that the people who have left the West and have gone to other parts of the world have derived more intangible value than I often think that we who come from other parts of the world to the West have derived. So, and like in this conversation, I'm just thinking, we derive, I think, tangible values from the West. Like, you get a degree, you get a good job, you get money. But in terms of like value system, in terms of intangible assets and perspective change, I think that other parts of the world have more to offer than the West in many ways. You know, like somebody like Canadian going to Zambia will see things that they might not get more money, they might not get a fancy degree, but they might observe and participate in things, in intangible things that will forever change their lives and their perspectives. And I think we just don't celebrate that enough, you know, and because I just think like, what is the value that we're getting here? And not the money, not the degree, but what is the value? Like the diversity, like meeting different kinds of people, the opportunity, I guess. There's opportunity here to do things and that opportunity is as a result of the economic stability. So, but what else? Which other value is it that we're pursuing?
That's such a good question, because now I'm thinking like, okay, why? Why am I here? What am I doing here? I don't know. Because like when you do put it like that, I'm thinking of, there was this guy on TikTok, I just don't know his name, I think it was Joe or something. He was from the West and he went to Zambia because he was doing research for his degree or something like that. And looking at the content from his eyes, he was like interacting with local people and trying different dishes and talking about, I guess, the culture that he experienced. Like, oh, these people are very welcoming, oh, these people are this and this and this. It felt like such a different experience than one would have on this side of the world. Because, I don't know, I haven't had the opportunity to do like a research assignment where I had to go and live with the community and engage with them. But I don't know what that would look like on this side of the world compared to on that side. I guess on the side of the world, when I think of engaging with communities, it would be with indigenous communities. Outside of that, what other communities would we be researching in Canada?
Rural communities, because rural communities in this part of the world are fairly different from urban commitments about life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's worth pondering. What is that value that many of us, you're not the first, I'm not the first, to just, you just have that burden of, I want to go back home, but I just don't want to go back home. Because when you're at home, when you're in places, and this person, they went to the United Kingdom. If you see them now, you'll be like,
It's like, please leave me alone.
this other person, she was in Canada.
Exactly.
Canada, very cold. You'll be like, oh.
I think I'm back now.
But yeah, it's just that burden of like, oh, I have to like I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do something.
Yeah.